get to them.
Alright, so arithmetic is just really adding and subtracting. You know when you're color balancing photos, you have that You guys ready to get going?
Yep, just give me 1 second.
Sorry about that, Chief.
Sorry. I'll dry.
Here we go. 1, 2,
And for Oakdale, we have number 96, Azrael Sanchez.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome out to South Charleston High School as we get ready for a matchup between the number 12 team in Class 4A, the Oak Hill Red Devils, and the number 21 team in Class AAA, the South Charleston Black Eagles. Black Eagles hoping to pick up a win to keep their fight alive in the playoff chase. Meanwhile, the Red Devils hoping to improve their playoff seeding and host a playoff game potentially with a couple of wins to close out the season. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, happy to have you with us and our game day crew here this evening at South Charleston High School. A very chilly night for some high school football across the Mountain State. Will, later on tonight it's going to dip down into the 30s, but right now here getting ready for kickoff, it is just below 50 degrees at 49, easily the coldest night we've had throughout the high school football season so far here in week number 9. As you see the Red Devils make their way.
At least it's still dry, too, when it's cold like this. If it was cold, if it was wet right now, it would be pretty miserable. But now, fairly comfortable, kind of the weather you're expecting. And, like you said, coming into this, Oak Hill looking to improve their spot in the rankings, 4-3 so far on this season. Haven't been able to string together back-to-back wins since early in the season. See if they can do that here, coming off a win last week.
Yeah, last week you mentioned that win for them against Hurricane on their homecoming night. They win 28-16 there to end a 2-game losing streak with a bye sandwiched in between those games against Greenbrier East, the number 5 team in Class AAA, and Capital, the number 10 team in AAA. Meanwhile, for the Black Eagles, South Charleston trying to get back in the win column again, 2-5 coming into this season. 2 weeks ago, though, they were able to end a 4-game losing streak after starting the year off with a win against the Ripley Vikings. That ended a streak of over 1,000 days before the Black Eagles were able to pick up a win. They have 2 wins so far through 6 games this season, Will. It took them 36 games to get 2 wins over the last couple of years. Last time the Black Eagles had more than 2 wins came all the way back in 2021 when they picked up 5 victories, a year removed from their COVID state championship in 2020. Kickoff is muffed but scooped up at the 21-yard line. On the return there is Gordon for the Black Eagles, and he'll have a nice return up across the 30 to the 32-yard line, and that is where South Charleston will send its offense out for the first time. It's a Black Eagle offense, Will, that has ridden some highs and lows throughout the course of the year, and a lot of that is due to a few games ago when their starting quarterback, Sino Riley, and Landon Workman, their backup quarterback, both got hurt. That forced Malcolm Brown to have to step in at quarterback. So changed the offense quite a bit as they had to go to a Wildcat-style set. Now Riley back for the Black Eagles, but it'll be Malcolm Brown keeping it in that Wildcat set And he'll get up across the 35 to the 36. Give him 4 yards on that gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
Once again, looks like Riley not in the game yet.
Yeah, Riley came back last week for the Black Eagles, went 5 of 17, 61 yards, and 3 interceptions. Did have a touchdown on the ground for the Black Eagles, but he is in street clothes tonight with his jersey on at about the 50-yard line on the near side here. You might just barely be able to see him there on your screen at about the 50. So that means that Malcolm Brown is thrust back into duty as the signal caller for the Black Eagles. This will be our 3rd time seeing the Black Eagles this season, Will and I. As Brown will get his number called again, and he'll come up just shy of the 40. Still was fighting there late in that play. A couple of Red Devil defenders fight to bring him down. Braden Knight helping lead that charge for the Oak Hill Red Devil defense.
It is a little disappointing for the South Charleston offense to not have Riley. It really opened things up for them last week when he was able to come in there and provide some more efficient passing.
Yeah, you look at Malcolm Brown had 11 carries for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns in that in the win a couple of weeks ago against St. Albans. After Riley returned in that game, had 134 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 126 yards on the ground, and a touchdown as well. As Brown once again keeps it himself, and he'll come up about a yard shy, pickup of 2. It'll bring up 4th and 1.
Looks like he might have had more room if he had really followed his blocker to the outside and tried to get around the corner, but lowered his pads to try to get to the first down marker. Didn't quite get there, but looked like they were going to go for it anyway.
And that'll bring up 4th and 1. Offense going to stay out there for the Black Eagles. For right now, now they're going to send out the punt team late here with 15 seconds to go on the play clock. It'll be Malachi Hall back to receive the long snap. And he sends this one away. It'll take a Black Eagle bounce and roll inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. Nice flip of the field there for the Black Eagles. After the offense goes 3 and out, the punt team at least is able to put the defense in decent field position as Oak Hill will send its offense out for the first time. They'll actually mark it back at the 20.
It's not a bad punt at all, really.
No, good punt there. Again, flipping the field position. And now we'll see the Red Devils come out for the first time tonight. And at quarterback, Anton Hicks making his 2nd start in a row for Oak Hill. A little bit of a high snap, throws it out into the flat. That pass is caught by Carson Treadway. Treadway going to turn up field, get across the 25, and he'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down on that nice little swing pass for the Red Devils.
Good drive starter right there. As again, say handle playmaker. Let him get about 6 yards there, maybe 7.
Guy that's touched the ball 31 times coming into the season, split between catching passes and rushing. 4 total touchdowns for him on the season, to go with about 370 total yards of offense. Man in motion there is Caleb Compton, and he'll catch the pass out of the backfield after the motion, and he'll have a first down and then some as he'll get up across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Couple little swing passes for the Red Devil offense, and a nice gain there to set up 1st and 10 once more. First and 10 from the 42. First down would put the Red Devils in South Charleston territory. Trips will split out to the top of the formation. That's Treadway as well as Owen Gross. Treadway will go in motion, stop, and handoff will go to the tailback, Cade Compton. Compton cuts back to the near side and is forced out of bounds just across the 50. And where they'll mark him, he'll be a yard shy of that first down stick. He does get into Black Eagle territory after a 9-yard pickup, and it'll set up 2nd and 1 for the Red Devils.
And so far, so good for this Red Devil offense. A couple quick passing plays, and then get them in the habit of looking for the motion man, then give it to the running back there for another big pickup, set you up with a second extremely manageable. Let's see what they do with the short yardage here.
Hicks in a double-barrel shotgun. Now they'll shift over And everybody but the quarterback, or I guess would be Carson Treadway, who shifted into that quarterback spot, moved before the snap went. So
it looks like they were trying to get like a ultra heavy almost that left side. It looked kind of cool if everyone would have been on the same page, but we're not there. Now they're getting pushed. That's
yeah, an encroachment on the Black Eagles. So
they confused them there, I guess. With
and
all that.
South Charleston's confused by the call as well. So that's a free first down for the Red Devils. Head coach Donnie Mays dumbfounded by the call. He thought that the Red Devil offense moved and was going to be backed up 5 yards, but instead it's a free first down for the Red Devils, and it's the same play. Handoff, or rather the direct snap, goes to Carson Treadway, and Treadway will be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Black Eagle front line there, closing the gap, stopping him at the line of scrimmage. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Like some type of Red Grange type of thing, moving everybody over a step.
Handoff will go to Solomon Truman, and Truman is going to have a short gain down to the 42. A 2-yard pickup will bring up 3rd down and 8.
Zuniga with a great tackle there. Looked like he might have some space to work with, and then just drilled him right in the middle of the field and took him down.
He is the leading tackler on this Black Eagle defense. Over 40 tackles on the year coming into tonight's game. Be probably calling his name quite a bit. 3rd and 8 for the Red Devils. Hicks thought about running and then dumps it out into the flat where it's caught by his back, Compton. And Cade Compton is going to come up a yard or so shy of that first down. Depending on where they spot him, he'll actually be 2 yards shy, down to the 36-yard line. So a pickup of 6, and it'll bring up 4th and 2. And the offense going to stay out on the field for the Red Devils. Still scoreless. About halfway through this opening quarter. First drive for the Red Devils, and they're in Black Eagle territory. 4th down here. Handoff goes to Compton. Compton fights through a couple of arm tackles, has a first down and then some as he gets to the sideline, rumbles his shoulder down into the defender, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 20 at the 21-yard line. A 15-yard run there for Cade Compton. Came into today 101 carries on the season, 730 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Compton already showing how important he is to this offense. 24 yards on the ground and 22 through the air.
1st and 10 from the 21. Just outside the red zone are the Red Devils. Hicks takes the snap, hands off to Compton. Compton brought down in the backfield. Black Eagle defense gets there to him in the backfield. Miles Terry with the tackle for loss. A loss of 1, set up 2nd and 11.
Good job
Called
there.
a long 10.
Finally put the Red Devils behind the sticks. They've been doing a really good job of being successful in 1st and 2nd down, so let's see how they respond here.
2 receivers will split out to the near side. Gross as well as Caleb Compton. Handoff goes to Cade Compton, and Compton is going to be stopped after about a 2-yard gain to the 20-yard line. That'll set up 3rd and 9 for this Red Devil offense. Can the Black Eagle defense hold here and force a potential field goal try from Andrew Wingrove? As we await Anton Hicks bringing the play in from the sideline.
10 seconds left on the play clock right now.
Yeah, going to have to hurry to get to the line and snap the football. They finally break the huddle and get to the line with 5 seconds. 3, 2, and they're going to have to burn a timeout with 4:11. We'll step aside for a break as well with the break in the action. Still scoreless here. A little more than 7 minutes through this first quarter. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
Surround yourself with beautiful views at the Eagle's Nest Restaurant and Lounge, open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Try our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet on Saturdays from 9 to noon. How about lunch instead? Join us for our lunch buffet on Sunday and Wednesday through Friday from noon to 2. Want a place to relax after a long week? Our lounge has happy hour every Friday night starting at 4:30. Great quality food at prices you'll love. Come to Eagle's Nest Restaurant, just off Canal Turnpike in South Charleston.
Back underway, handoff on a jet sweep, and breaking out of a couple of tackles and finding his way to the end zone is Carson Treadway. On 3rd and 9, he takes it 20 yards to the house and puts the Red Devils on top 6-0 here on the road.
Yeah, great job there, just finding his way through the middle and finding through those arm tackles. South Charleston, like we said, Spanky, we've seen them several times this season, and tackling's really been a problem for South Charleston throughout. Several guys be able to get his hands on him there, and we're also able to get their hands on Compton was able to break the run earlier in this drive, but just were not able to bring him down.
Snap pulled down, it was a little high, kick is up, and it is good from Andrew Wingrove. 7-0 our score. Red Devils with the lead early on here with 4:04 to go in the opening quarter of play.
And pretty good showing from the away team for this one. Oak Hill, not too terribly far away from the Charleston area, but definitely strong showing with the cheerleaders and dancers over there as well. Like we said, team is 4-3, is in the playoff picture for Class 4A, and is right now just trying to earn wins to try to get higher up in the rankings. Right now, number 12, that means they would be on the road for their first game of the playoffs, and obviously you want to be at home for that first game if at all possible. So, a win up here would go a long way towards that, pushing them to 5-3 so far in the season.
As Wingrove gets ready to kick things off, and the Black Eagles set to get their second offensive possession here in this opening quarter. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, again, our Game Day crew. Happy to have you with us this evening. Just 2 more weeks left in the regular season after tonight, Will. Teams are really starting to treat these last couple of games like playoff games so they can get ready once it actually hits. Kickoff returned over on the far side by Gordon, and Gordon will have another decent return across the 30. And he'll be brought down at the 33.
And Adam, last time out, it was 3 runs by Brown, averaging about 3 yards, and then they punted it away. Let's see if they're able to generate a little bit more on this possession.
And again, Malcolm Brown being forced to play quarterback. This is now the second plus game he's had to play quarterback for the Black Eagles. Had to fill in at quarterback after their top 2 QBs got injured in that game against Capital. And then started the game against Herbert Hoover as he chucks one deep down the field, and that one's going to be intercepted.
I think 2 South Charleston players got tangled up with each other, and both went down.
Antoine Hicks with the interception for the for the Oak Hill defense, as Brown just chucked it up. And yeah, you're right, those 2 players running into each other. Caused that interception for the Black Eagle offense. So right back into the hands of the Red Devils, who just took a 7-0 lead on their first offensive possession. Definitely not the way you wanted to start things for South Charleston.
So far, 4 plays. I guess 5 plays to count the punt.
4 offensive plays, though.
9 yards and an interception.
Ooh, pass there, batted down. Miles Terry getting his mitts on it, unable to hold on to it, but he'll knock that pass out of the air. Great deflection there by the sophomore defensive end.
Man, if he could have just got a little bit farther out there, he might have had that all the way back. Great job there to disrupt that pass and again put the Red Devils behind the sticks.
2nd and 10 on the way for Oak Hill. Clock stopped now with 3:50 to go in this first quarter. Long run there for Antoine Hicks, having to run over from the far sideline, and they've got to hurry up and get to the line again. 3 seconds on the play clock. Hicks will take the snap with 1. Handoff to Compton, and Compton fights his way forward across the 40, where Malachi Hall, as well as Braden Zuniga, will bring him down.
5 carries for 30 yards so far for Compton, plus 2 catches and 22 yards through the air.
Third down on the way for the Red Devils. Flag comes here on the play. Handoff, though, will go to Cade Compton. Waiting on the ruling on this flag. So they're going to, South Charleston going to decline the illegal motion penalty and force the Red Devils to punt things this time. Luke Endicott will come out to punt for Oak Hill. Was the quarterback for the first few weeks of the season for Oak Hill. And then last week was benched as the signal caller in favor of Antoine Hicks.
It definitely shows some maturity that he's still involved in this team. You know, a lot of times, quarterback feeling benched, that's a pretty dramatic thing to happen, but he's still sticking with it, helping his team win however he can.
And an offside on the Black Eagles will make it, should be an automatic first down with the 5-yard penalty. Just depends on where they ultimately put the nose of the football, I guess.
I don't think they're going to give them quite the first.
And now they're going to move the chains. Yep, there it goes.
Yep.
There it goes. So 1st and 10, another free first down for Oak Hill, their second one here in this opening quarter. Clock gets moving again, 2:39 and ticking. 1st and 10 for the Red Devils. And it'll be a direct snap to Solomon Truman. And Truman, check that, it's Antoine Hicks on that carry. That 5 and 6 looked awful similar. Hicks, though, going to be wrapped up and brought down at the line of scrimmage. Black Eagle defense all over that run. That'll set up 2nd and 10 for the Red Devils. And another long run for Hicks from that far sideline. You see the Black Eagle mascot trying to fire up this near side crowd once turns back after the play. And a timeout by Oak Hill. That's their second timeout already in this opening quarter. We'll step aside and take a break with you as well. Minute 33 to go, opening quarter. Red Devils lead 7-0. Back with more right after this on Game Day.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Back here at South Charleston High School. So we get ready to get back underway after the second timeout in the first quarter for the Red Devils. Handoff goes to the man in motion, Treadway. Treadway going to bounce it back out to the outside, breaks out of a tackle, and forced out of bounds across midfield. And that's Elijah Cosson forcing him out of bounds. After he gets down to the 49-yard line. 4-yard pickup there will bring up 3rd and 6.
Treadway there, another one of the guys that get involved in the ground game and the passing game, has their touchdown earlier in this quarter, and they're getting involved again.
They're going to call it 3rd and 5, but it's a long 5 at that.
Let's go, defense!
Really a 6, though. Should be. Man goes in motion. High snap pulled down. And he's going to roll and throw out to a wide open man out there in the flat. Owen Gross. Gross going to break out of a tackle and has the first down and is brought down just shy of the 40. Hicks showing some good footwork there, rolling out of the pocket and finding his man downfield wide open over on the far sideline. And that'll move the sticks down to the 41. Pistol set for the Red Devils here. Now they're going to move a man out of motion. Handoff goes to Cade Compton. Compton with a burst of speed into the secondary. Cuts back over to the sideline. Lowers the shoulder again and inside the 25. He's got another first down for the Red Devils. And then there's a flag here. 2 flags coming in late here at the end of this play. We'll see what ultimately comes of this. That usually infers a personal foul.
Yeah, especially that late after the play should have been over. And consulting with the Red Devils coach.
Yeah, we're going to get that ruling here in just a second. So that'll be enforced from the end of the run. And they'll march it back 15. So they effectively gain 4 yards.
And that was Compton himself who drew the foul. So, I guess if anyone's going to have cost him 15 yards, it should be himself. But I'm sure they would just as soon not do it.
Just unfortunate. It cost you a 19-yard gain.
Mm-hmm.
Still do move the ball forward. It is still first down. And they're going to move a couple of players in motion. Couple of guys moving around now. And there's going to be a flag. That should be in a illegal shift once again. Had a couple of guys moving there. Compton's carry not going to be worth anything there.
Yeah, that just did not look like we were supposed to do before play. Guys were not undecided on where they're supposed to be. 2 guys walking around back there. I mean, that's automatic.
And I was watching their game last week against Hurricane, and they said they added some new wrinkles to this offense over the last couple of weeks, and they were still working some kinks out. And that definitely seems like some kinks were being worked out right there. 1st and 15 for the Red Devils. Back at the 42. And now a stoppage comes here. Didn't see.
End of the quarter.
Oh, that's the end of the quarter. There we go. So we'll head to the second quarter. We'll keep you right here.
I feel like that first quarter was just chugging along, and then suddenly it really slowed up.
Well, the Red Devils have been keeping the football on the ground. That's certainly helped, or at least have stayed in bounds when they've completed passes. After 1, the Red Devils lead 7-0. Took that lead on their opening drive, a 20-yard touchdown run from Carson Treadway. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season, 5th overall. And they're still only on drive number 2 after forcing an interception on the first play of the second drive by the Black Eagles.
I mean, of those 12 minutes, South Charleston probably the ball for 1, maybe. Yeah,
again, it was a 3-and-out, and they punted on their opening possession, and then first play of the second possession, as I mentioned just a second ago, threw an interception after 2 of their receivers ended up colliding into one another, and there to take perfect advantage of it was Antoine Hicks. So they flip ends of the field. The Red Devils will go from right to left across your screen now. Handoff, a delayed handoff goes to Carson Treadway. Treadway going to have to bounce it out wide. Zuniga was there to meet him in the backfield, or at least behind the original line of scrimmage, and will stop him after a short gain as he'll get down to the 39-yard line, a 3-yard pickup. It was at the 42. That'll set up 2nd and 12. Second of 4 straight home games for the Black Eagles to close out the regular season, and it's going to get tougher from here as well, as they'll face the number 8 team in Class AAA, Spring Valley, next week, and then the number 1 team in Class 3A comes here to round out the season. The Princeton Tigers will wrap up the season here, as we have a flag that comes before the snap to lay a game against the Red Devils, back them up 5 more yards, and that'll set up 2nd and 17.
I feel like that's been building. They've been pretty close again, several times.
That's part of the problem with running the play in over from the sideline. And even right there, the sad part is they're on the far side hash mark, which is closer to their sideline, so it shouldn't take as long to get the play in at that point. But 2nd and 17, man in motion is Gross. High snap pulled down, flag comes, complete pass to Gross, and Gross is slung to the ground after he makes the catch. Zuniga there on the stop for the Black Eagle defense, and I think this is either going to be a false start or an illegal motion potentially again.
Either way, it's almost certainly on.
Yeah, they're looking back over at Donnie Mays to see if they want to decline the penalty, and he might decline it.
Could make it what?
Yeah, it would make it 3rd down. They've already moved the sticks, or at least the down marker. Yeah, they're going to decline that penalty, take the result of the play, because he only gained a couple of yards back to the 42. So a 2-yard pickup on that pass play, and it sets up 3rd and 15. Hicks takes a shotgun snap under some pressure, has to step up, and he's going to be slung to the ground. Hayden Short gets there and sacks him back at midfield. An 8-yard sack there by Hayden Short, and that'll force the Red Devils to punt things away.
That's a huge sequence there for the Black Eagles defense, pushing them all the way from the 22 to the 50. Some self-inflicted damage by the Red Devils for sure. A huge stand there for South Charleston, getting the ball back here early in the second quarter. Still only trailing by 7.
Things went wrong after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Carson Treadway.
Oh, he had his knee on the ground. I think they're going to call that South Charleston ball right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Luke Endicott had to try to get that low snap and had his knee on the ground. They say he's down, and the Black Eagles take over with great field position. Talk about a win for the Black Eagle defense.
Man, they have got to get something out of this drive. They've been gifted crazy amount of yardage here between fouls and all this pushing, and the big sack pushing way back there. Now starting 38-yard line now. Huge opportunity here for the South Charleston offense, which has struggled in many of their games to get going here and tie this thing up early.
1st and 10 for the Black Eagles from their opposition's 38-yard line. Handoff goes to Malachi Hall. Hall will try to power his way down toward the 35, and he'll get 2 to the 36. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Black Eagle offense. Kind of a pistol set here for South Charleston, with Hall and Amari Valentine in the backfield, with Malcolm Brown taking the Wildcat snap. Handoff goes to Hall, and Hall puts the ball on the turf. And he is able to jump back on top of the football and preserve the possession for South Charleston. Ball at the 42, 3rd and 8 on the way. Two receivers each side. The H-back is Miles Terry. Heavy pressure coming for Malcolm Brown, trying to cut back toward his blocks. And he's going to get back toward the middle of the field, showing his footwork. And he's going to come up a few yards shy of the first down. He'll get inside the 35, but needed to get down to the 28. 4 yards shy.
Obviously.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down. About 3 minutes into this second quarter. Hard snap count. Red Devil defense stays put. Same formation, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 up top, Christian Perkins and Makai Gordon to the near side. And before the snap comes, a flag flies and a false start. Back up the Black Eagles 5 yards. That'll make it 4th and 9. Imagine that they're still going to go out there and go for it here.
And I think we're going to talk it over first.
Yeah, now they're going to take a timeout and discuss things. 8:45 to go in the first half. Red Devils lead 7-0. We'll step aside for a break and be right back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
And there's the Black Eagle. You know, well, I spent some time.
We're back. Yeah, Adam spent some time as the Patriot.
John Adams Falcon.
John Adams Falcon.
Yeah, John Adams Middle School Falcon for a year,
probably
my 8th grade year.
Probably a pretty similar outfit to that one.
Yes, yeah, pretty similar. The head was heavy and hot, I tell you that much. Throw over to the far side is incomplete. Looking for Devin Lazo as freshman wide receiver. A little too tall for him on that. And Malcolm Brown forced to play quarterback for South Charleston with some injuries to their starter and backup.
And we said it several times about the South Charleston team. And another team we said about is the Hurricane Redskins. They can make some plays, but they just don't seem to be able to string enough plays together to turn into drives, to turn into points. It's frustrating to watch it as not even someone who's really an invested fan. Just so close.
A lot of talent for both of those teams and a lot of young talent for both sides there with Hurricane and South Charleston. Handoff goes to Cade Compton, and he'll have no yardage there as the Black Eagle defense gets to him quickly.
Compton, 7 carries for 50 yards. Did have that unsportsmanlike that pushed back their offense.
2nd and 10 with trips to the near side, the wide side of the field. Man in motion there is Treadway. They're going to throw back to him on the near side. A flag comes flying in. And Treadway still on his feet, but is finally stopped in the backfield. May say he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go, defense. I see you.
But I don't think he did.
It looks like this one's going to be on the...
Yeah, holding on the Red Devils. They're going to decline that. Donnie May's going to take the result of the play. And they'll lose yardage back to the 34. So a 2-yard loss there will set up 3rd and 12.
Red Devils with 40 yards of accepted penalty yardage so far, and Donnie Mays has declined several times.
It's because his defense has made a nice play. Get a stop and force a 3rd and long. Here's 3rd and 12.
10 seconds on the clock.
And that's been a running theme for the Red Devils, taking a lot of time ticking off that game clock and the play clock, running in the plays from the far sideline. Hicks looking to throw down the middle of the field. And that one right into the breadbasket of his man, Carson Treadway. Treadway makes a move back to the hash marks, breaks out of a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils. From 66 yards out, What a great throw there from Antoine Hicks. Literally throws it right into the arms of his man Carson Treadway, and Treadway does the rest of the heavy lifting to get his way into the end zone. A couple of nice moves with his feet, and a broken tackle gets him into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, great job there of getting over the top and getting past Malcolm Brown there to pull it in. And a little dangerous holding the ball out the way he did, but kept hold of it and got it all the way in there. Compton now with 88 yards receiving as well as 50 yards on the ground.
Kick is up, and it's good. Make it 14-0. Red Devils with the lead. With 7:25 to go until halftime. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100. Or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
Malcolm Brown on the return for the Black Eagles. He'll bring it up to the 37-yard line. About a 30-yard return there for Brown.
Looked for him like he might have had a seam there, but disappeared on him.
And now he'll head back out and lead this Black Eagle offense. Down 2 touchdowns.
Let's go, SC!
Brown takes the snap, hands off to Malachi Hall. Hall will rumble his way across the 40. He's finally brought down by big number 73, Braden Knight. After he gains 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Terry going to line up as the H-back on the left side of the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers at the top of the formation. Handoff goes to Hall. He'll go off the left side, and meeting him there at the line of scrimmage is once again Braden Knight. When I say he's a big guy, I mean he's a big guy. He's 6'2", 362 pounds. A lot of man to move there in the middle of that defense.
And Malachi Hall on the bigger ends of running backs, but not nearly the same
Hall
poundage.
6 foot 235. But there's some size there in the middle, along with Knight. Derek Sullivan, number 70, 6 foot 270 there, clogging up the middle for this Oak Hill defense. Brown drops back to throw, floats one up in the air, and that one's picked off right into the hands of Antoine Hicks. And Hicks on the return, going to slide down at the first down marker, and he'll get into Black Eagle territory. That's his 2nd interception of the half. And Brown just chucked it up for the 2nd time in this half, right to Hicks. His intended man there, I believe, was Christian Perkins, number 10.
Yes, Adam, we talked about several times that Malcolm Brown never pretended to be a quarterback.
Yeah, never played quarterback before he was forced to play quarterback when they played Capital earlier this year.
And you don't want to be completely one-dimensional, but sometimes it's just like when you see that result more than once and a half, you got to think there's got to be something else you're doing here.
Play action, pass out to the far side on the screen. And turning up field there is number 26, Jaeger Knox. Just his 3rd catch of the season. And he'll have a nice gain down to the 40. Be an 8-yard pickup, set up 2nd and 2. More than halfway through this second quarter.
Right now, Hicks 7 of 9 for 112 yards and a touchdown.
Handoff will go to the back. Compton breaks out of a couple of arm tackles, and he is going to be brought down inside the 25, the 24. Finally on the stop there, Amari Valentine. Another first down for the Red Devils. Pickup of 16 on that run.
9 carries for 66 yards so far.
Had 15 for $162 and a touchdown last week in the win over Hurricane. And a timeout here coming for South Charleston with 4:57 to go in the half, and a 14-0 lead for the Red Devils, who find themselves driving toward the red zone. We'll step aside for a short break and be back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston has been serving this area for over 50 years. Be moved with a Mazda test drive. Come in and see how Lester Raines Mazda gives you a 5-star rated shopping experience. We will work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Mazda, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Mazda in South Charleston. Move and be moved.
First and 10 for the Red Devils out of the Black Eagle timeout. Keeper for Hicks. Hicks has a block, gets to the numbers, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils from 24 yards out. Antoine Hicks gets it done on the ground this time after a touchdown pass the last time out for the Red Devils.
They're showing a lot of speed there. Just rolled out, found the lane, and guys were down there blocking for him. Really showing some speed on that run.
Man, as soon as he turned that corner, he turned on the afterburners. Point after try on the way for the left-footed kicker, Wingrove. Snap pulled down. Kick a little low, but is up and through the uprights. We'll keep you right here after that timeout. Actually, we'll step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a...
On the return from the 10, and a nice return with some blocks ahead of him. Gets across the 40 and still on his feet. Brought down just shy of midfield. 38-yard return for Gordon. And that'll set the Black Eagle offense up with some good field position and still some time left on the clock to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. But the offense has got to start clicking.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a whole lot of offense to speak of so far in this first half.
2 turnovers.
South Charleston, 21 yards on the ground between Brown and Hall, and that is it. So just got to try to find something there. Hall's been able to get something going on the ground, but just not consistently. And that is not that's a new quarterback. That's Landon Workman?
Yeah, Landon Workman taking the
and
snap.
Fumble.
Ball on the turf, and the Red Devils come up with it. On the recovery there is Carson Treadway. And that's 3 turnovers now in the first half for the Black Eagles. And that's the second one on the first play of the drive.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Workman in there, kind of rusty or not warmed up, not really in the feel of the game, but just an awful handoff there. Ball ends up on the ground and right back to the Red Devils, who don't really need the help. And Workman, a freshman in there, like we said, hadn't seen him in several weeks. We're kind of surprised to see him just now.
Yeah, he'd been out for a few weeks, and that's what forced Malcolm Brown to step into the quarterback spot. Hicks, after the touchdown run the last time out, going to scramble now after dropping back to throw. Stays behind the line of scrimmage and just airmails his target, who was wide open over on the far sideline. Was looking for Caleb Compton.
First incompletion in 5 attempts, excuse me.
So 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Clock stopped with 4:26 to go first half. Hicks going to hand it off to Cade Compton, Compton going to get down to the 44-yard line is where they say his progress has stopped. Pick up just 2 yards there. So 3rd and 8 on the way for this Red Devil offense.
I'm also noticing Lazo has moved into the free safety position for South Charleston. Workman had been there, but it looks like Workman's working more now as a cornerback here on the near side. So a little bit shifting around on this defense.
Hicks drops back to throw. Going to step up in the pocket, rolling out to his left under some pressure. Gets a block. Yeah, there is a flag. That's going to be a clear hold. He's going to be forced out of bounds just across the 40, and this one's going to come back.
And we say it every week, Adam. It feels cool, and it looks cool to do the turning around the field and twisting around and spinning around, but it's hard for your offensive linemen to keep doing what they're supposed to do when they don't know what you're doing or where you're at. So, you always want to do your best to keep the play alive, but you always run that risk as well.
$15-yard penalty against the Red Devils. A blindside block on the left tackle, Braden Knight.
That's the third 15-yard third personal foul that they've had here in the first half.
And that backs them up all the way into their own territory at their 41-yard line. It's 3rd and 23 for the Red Devil offense. Treadway going to motion out of the backfield, and here's probably another illegal shift penalty against the Red Devil offense. Just can't seem to get everybody set before that last guy goes in motion. And there it is again. Just add to that penalty yardage against the Red Devils in this first half.
$60 yards of accepted penalties, and as we noted before,
they actually declined that penalty because that brings up 4th down.
But you said they've denied a lot of them. Still 55 yards of accepted penalties so far in the first half.
Amari Valentine back to receive the punt from Luke Endicott. Valentine going to field it at the 26. Breaks out of a couple of tackles. And still on his feet, finally brought down at the 35.
It took fully half the Red Devils to finally bring him down.
Well, that was Endicott, too, the punter, who takes him down with some help from his teammate, number 55, Tyler Kincaid. South Charleston getting the football back thanks to the defense making a great stand. But unfortunately, it took nearly 2 minutes off the clock. So just 2:55 remains in the first half. Black Eagles trail by 3 touchdowns. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our game day crew, happy to have you with us this evening. As again, it is a new quarterback in the game for the Black Eagles, Landon Workman. They fumbled it their last time out on the first play, hoping for better results here. Workman throwing down the middle, and that one's intercepted! Picked off by the Red Devils, Owen Gross with the interception. And he'll return it to the Red Devil 48-yard line. There is a flag on the play. And a block in the back against the Red Devils. They'll back up the possession from the 48, so it'll be at the 38. That's 4 turnovers in this first half for the Black Eagles, 3 of them on the opening play of the drive. And the third interception by South Charleston. First one.
I'll give Workman that it might have been a little bit better looking of a pass, but it still.
Just right to the defender again. 2:45 to go first half. Back with the Red Devil offense.
Now
and a couple of late guys running in,
with 5 seconds left.
4-3-2. They're going to have to just take a timeout here to avoid another penalty. That's their last timeout of the half. We'll step aside for a break with this stoppage in play as well. Toward 2:45 to go in the opening half of play. Red Devils lead by 3 scores on the road. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
Black Eagles defense back out on the field again for what feels like an eternity. Far in this first half.
I wish I was able to keep track of time of possession along with all the other stats I keep during the game, because I truly feel like it'd be 23 minutes to 1. I mean, it's just been – I've never seen an offense on the field for so long in one half. And shockingly, only have 21 points out of it. You know, it's
had a couple of punts in there. Yeah, the Black Eagle defense has been – standing strong. I mean, they've allowed 21 points, but the offense giving it up 3 times on the opening play of the possession doesn't help anything. And here's probably another illegal shift by the Red Devils. Treadway gets it on a jet sweep, and he'll be forced out of bounds. See what the flag comes. Yep, there it is again. Man. It just continues to pile up. And this is part of the reason, Will, why the Red Devils don't lead by more than 3 touchdowns. It's because of things like this, these illegal shifts, some personal fouls, a couple of things here and there, and that's forced the offense back and put them behind the sticks a couple of times, and then the Black Eagle defense stands strong and forces the punt.
And Adam, as you know, like when we're watching a team like Oak Hill for the first time this season, is this I'd like to know if this is an every game thing for them, because kind of it's an.
I didn't see this many last week when they played Hurricane.
It's just an odd offensive system. It seems, I mean, it works more often than not, but still, it's just a strange.
Hicks takes the snap, gonna float one over across the middle of the field, and that's caught by his man Knox. Knox just barely gets the ball away from the defender, and he rumbles his way all the way down to the 30. Finally brought down by Byron Freeman, but another big-time play for the Red Devil offense. And, man, that was a little too close for comfort, but Knox comes away with the reception. Down to the 30-yard line. Red Devils able to overcome that illegal shift play penalty on the play prior. With under 2 minutes to go, they're at the 30. It'll be a keeper. Check that. It'll be a handoff up the middle. Zuniga on the stop.
It was Compton with the ball there.
Yeah, that was Cade Compton on the carry. He'll pick up 2 down to the 28. 2nd and 8 on the way. Trips to the top of the formation. Ball floated toward the end zone, and that one's picked off. Devin Lazo picks it off in the end zone, and he's going to be brought down in the end zone. And they're going to call it a touchback.
They almost got that last pass, but we're able to get to that one for the takeaway. Big play there, like we said, by the South Charleston defense. It's really played well so far today. Lazo, his teammates were telling him to get down and go ahead and take the touchback. I think he kind of wanted to take it out anyway, but there was a touchback now. South Charleston's ball, just less than a minute left.
See, I almost wasn't sure if he caught it in the field of play and then ran into the end zone, because that was really close. If they had ruled that he'd caught it in the field of play and then was brought down, that would have been a safety. And that's the last thing that the Black Eagles would have needed before the end of the half. Instead, they get the interception and set their offense up 1st and 10 from their own 20 with under a minute to go in the half. 58.9 seconds to go in the opening half of play. Black Eagle offense with 5 turnovers in this first half. Workman in the shotgun. Hand off to the back, Brown. Brown with a blocker in front of him. And he'll get across the 30, and he'll have a first down gain.
Biggest play of the evening by far for the South Charleston offense.
Pickup of 12 as they'll spot him at the 32. And he gets out of bounds, so that stops the clock with 41.4 seconds. Check that. Actually, they're going to rule his progress stopped inbounds. Clock moving now. A lot of time running here off the clock. 9 seconds on the play clock. 35 seconds to go in the half. Workman in the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket and rolling to his right. Throws, and that pass is caught by his tailback, Malcolm Brown, at the 45. Clock stops momentarily so they can spot the ball. And clock gets moving again. 20 seconds on the play clock. Or, excuse me, on the game clock. Workman rolls out to his right after facing some pressure. Pass thrown, nearly caught by his man Malcolm Brown under some heavy pressure there from Antoine Hicks. An incompletion does stop the clock with 6.4 seconds to go. Probably one more play here for the Black Eagles before the end of the half. Maybe 2, depending on how quickly this one goes. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion.
Safety's playing well back right now for the Red Devils.
Yeah, definitely don't want to give up a touchdown. And a timeout coming for South Charleston with 6.4 seconds to go until the end of the half. And we'll have a halftime show for you from both sides as the Marching Red Devils brought their ensemble up here to South Charleston.
South Charleston's been around here somewhere.
Yeah, they're around the corner. They were here to start the game tonight. Forget Now is a great time to pick up a digital subscription to the Gazette Mail for just $1. You get 6 months of access to web stories, the e-edition of the Gazette Mail, plus tons of other exclusive feature stories, podcasts, and other shows. And, of course, expanded coverage of all of our live stream games. Just $1 for half a year. Go to wvgazettemail.com to subscribe today. As part of our live streaming, don't forget that we'll be back here next week as the South Charleston Black Eagles will play host the Spring Valley Timberwolves. We're going to have the week off to hand out some candy to the children in Hurricane with his pretty sweet candy delivery system, if I don't say so myself. He's got a tube that he hangs up on some posts in his yard and slides the candy down
20
to the
feet
kids.
Of fun.
Yeah, it started out during COVID and turned into a big hit. And Will is the talk of Connor Street Elementary School. False start against the Black Eagles. Back them up 5 yards. Make it 2nd and 15 with 5 seconds to go.
And
Oh, it should have been 6.4. In addition to that game next week for the South Charleston and Spring Valley game, we'll also have Herbert Hoover taking on Parkersburg, Scott hosting Sherman, and the top-ranked team in Class 4A, the Huntington Highlanders, will welcome their cross-county rivals, the Cabell Midland Knights, and the battle for the Shield. Remember, all the HD Media games are free and in one convenient location, hdmediagameday.com. Still waiting to fix the clock to 6.4 seconds. They got part of it right. And now they're just trying to run it off. Wonder how they're going to get this just 0.1 just right by running it. I don't think they are. Officials still waiting. I think they're just going to say forget it and give him the extra point. At least that's what he's trying.
Close enough.
Yes, they're just calling it close enough with 0.1 seconds left, or 0.1 second difference. Workman in the shotgun, dropping back to throw, rolling out to his right, and he just has to get rid of it. Takes a shot as he does from Compton,
and of course,
from Treadway.
There's 0.1 second left.
Yeah, and
okay.
they're just going to call halftime. Oh, how poetic. So that brings us to the end of the first half. We'll step aside for a break. Then we come back. We'll have a halftime performance for you from both marching bands from Oak Hill and from South Charleston. At the half, the visitors from Oak Hill lead 21-0 over the Black Eagles. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
Please put your hands together for the South Charleston Black Eagle Marching Band.
Tough, like I'd seen a thing or two. I'm surrounded by gangsters and criminals of the worst kind. In the end, I guess I had it coming.
6. Squish. Lip shits. 6. Lip shits.
Silence is almost deafening. Sometimes I can hear the train rolling round the bend in the distance. I can't handle this cage anymore. I can't remember the last time I saw the sunshine. It's time to get busy living, or get busy dying.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
Surround yourself with beautiful views at the Eagle's Nest Restaurant and Lounge, open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Try our all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet on Saturdays from 9 to noon. How about lunch instead? Join us for our lunch buffet on Sunday and Wednesday through Friday from noon to 2. Want a place to relax after a long week? Our lounge has happy hour every Friday night starting at 4:30. Great quality food at prices you'll love. Come to Eagle's Nest Restaurant, just off Canal Turnpike in South Charleston. This HD Media Game Day production of South Charleston football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. The City of South Charleston, someplace special. And by Generations Ford, one destination for every generation.
It's the saucy summer of barbecue at Tudor's. Tender pulled pork, smothered in 3 delicious new sauces. Sweet teriyaki, savory and thick. Carolina Gold, tangy and bold. Honey sriracha, hot and spicy. Topped with our creamy coleslaw. Sweet teriyaki, Carolina Gold, honey sriracha. Tudor's Biscuit World's pulled pork barbecue is bursting with flavor. Awesome sauce.
Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Hurricane is built a little differently than other dealerships on things like a smile and a handshake. That's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and the huge inventory in both new and pre-owned doesn't hurt either. So when you're ready for your next vehicle, make that short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64, Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Back here at South Charleston High School, getting ready to start the second half of play in this one. The Black Eagles trail the visiting Oak Hill Red Devils 21-0 on this cold Friday night. 45 degrees now as we get ready for the second half of play. The Black Eagles looking for win number 3 on the season, as the Red Devils try to get win number 5 on the year and help push them up the 4A rankings, coming into tonight number 12 in Class 4A. The Black Eagles trying to get a win to get them back in playoff contention, sitting 5 spots outside of the playoffs right now at number 21. And as we mentioned, some tough tasks ahead for the Black Eagles after this game. I'll be on the call next week when they welcome Spring Valley here up on their hill, as the Timberwolves come in as the number 8 team in Class AAA with their 5-3 record. We actually saw Spring Valley all the way back in week number 2, Will, against the George Washington Patriots. Timberwolves going back to that wing T style of offense this year after running the spread for the last couple of seasons, and you could tell it definitely was a better system fit for the Timberwolves, and I'm sure now here going into week 10 next week that that offense will be humming for the Timberwolves. They definitely know how to ground and pound and control the clock with that wing T. A shorter kick is scooped up at the 24-yard line, and a nice seam for the return man, Gross.
And a flag on the far side.
All the way away from the play, unfortunately, too, as he had a great return all the way to the Black Eagle 41. Well, no foul?
Huh. I guess they waved it off.
So I didn't see a flag out there.
I thought I saw one on the very far side.
So, yeah, great return there for Owen Gross, as, again, he'll set up the Red Devils offense 1st and 10 in Black Eagle territory for their first possession of the second half, up 21-0. Gross will now go in motion from far side to near side, and Hicks, under some heavy pressure, just throws it out over to the far side of the field. Now there's a flag over on the far side. I'll wait for the ruling on this. Question there, I guess, was Antoine Hicks out of the pocket when he let go of that?
Are they waving this
Yeah,
one off
well,
too?
no, they're talking with.
There it goes.
There's an another illegal shift. Man, they just rack up for the Red Devils here in this game. They're having a discussion there with head coach Donnie Mays to figure out what he wanted to do. Mays in his second stint as the head coach for this Black Eagle football team. Back in his first year now after leading the Hurricane football team for the last 3 seasons. Pass is tipped and into the hands of the tailback, Cade Compton. Wow, right place at the right time, off the hands of his intended man, Owen Gross, and right into the arms of Cade Compton. He was supposed to go out there and set up a block for him, but he's in the right place at the right time to catch that deflection, and he'll get down to the 45. 1 yard pickup will set up 2nd and 14. Nearly could have been intercepted there. 2 receivers in the backfield for Hicks. Handoff will go to Compton, and Compton going to get down to the 45, back to the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag over on the far side of the field.
In all likelihood, yep, there's a legal shift.
False start this time, actually, but pretty much the same. Back them up. Actually, they're not going to back him up. They're going to decline that penalty and take the result of the play since he stopped him back at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 14. Late man running onto the field. That is Gross. We'll snap it with 1 second. Hand off to Compton. Compton has some blocks. Going to break it over to the far sideline. Has the first down and is forced out of bounds around the 30. Needed 14, and he will fight his way down to the 29. Picks up 16 on that run.
Compton well over 100 yards. All-purpose now, 84 on the ground, 23 in through the air.
Man, he has looked good with the football in his hands so far tonight. Red Devils started with the football in Black Eagle territory on this opening drive of the second half. Hicks keeps his own, he calls his own number there, Brought down at the 28. 1 yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 9.
A lot of guys in the backfield right now.
10 seconds on the play clock as now they spread things out. Trips to the top of the formation. Lone man to the bottom is Carson Treadway. Hicks throws it on a slant to Treadway. Treadway breaks out of 1 tackle, shakes another man inside the 10, dragging a couple of defenders with him down inside the 5. Finally bringing him down there.
About the 4, it looks like.
Yeah, at the 4, number 23, Caden Thomas.
Treadway down 99 yards receiving in that touchdown earlier.
We'll get him down to the 4 yard line. Set up 1st and goal. It's the first time they've been this close to the end zone because they've scored from 20-plus yards out on all 3 other touchdowns. More than 3 minutes elapsed in this third quarter. The opening possession for the Red Devils of the half. Handoff on a jet sweep, and he's got an easy path for 6. Touchdown, Owen Gross on the run. From 4 yards out, he'll make it 27-0.
And just, on that drive, just trusting our playmakers in Compton and Treadwell to get them down there close, and then let Gross go ahead and finish it off.
And a new kicker out for the Red Devils, number 20, Jaeger Workman. Snap down, kick is blocked. And With 8:30 to go, our score stays put at 27-0 after a 4-yard touchdown run by Owen Groves. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day after the block.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
Back here at South Charleston High School, Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Game Day crew. Happy to have you with us here this evening. And, Will, we mentioned the tough schedule ahead for South Charleston, taking on Spring Valley and Princeton, 2 teams in the top 8 in Class AAA. The Tigers actually the number 1 team and unbeaten still as the kickoff blown dead. A penalty comes here, and that's going to be an offside on the Red Devils before the kickoff. So they'll back up 5 yards and re-tee it. But, Will, a fairly equally tough schedule ahead for Oak Hill out of Class 4A. They'll take on Woodrow Wilson next week at Woodrow Wilson. A relatively short drive for them from Oak Hill to Beckley. And then they'll close out the senior season on senior night, taking on a 6-1, 6th-ranked North Marion team out of Class AAA. Both these teams have been relatively well tested throughout the course of this season,
and especially when you look at it on Oak Hill's point of view, a team is looking to state their case to be in the top 8 come playoff time. They'll have plenty of opportunities to do that as the season winds down.
This is an Oak Hill team that's coming off of a 10-2 season last year, first playoff win in quite some time for the Red Devils. And they're under the direction of Devon Marion, his 3rd season. Done a great job leading this Oak Hill program over the last couple of years.
Do we have another new quarterback back there, Adam?
Let me break out the binoculars. And that's going to be Amari Valentine back in at quarterback now. And Valentine slung out of bounds. No flag there. The Black Eagle coaching staff moving some guys around. And it's at this point in the season, too, where Coach May said they're just trying to figure out what guys can play what position. Do they have guys in the right spot? What's the right fit? And what's best for the team? So that's why we've now seen a 3rd quarterback in this game for the Black Eagles. And Mari Valentine does have some experience playing quarterback at middle school.
Let's hope he's ready for these shotgun snaps because they have been coming out a little bit high.
2nd and 9.
Oh, that was a good one.
Valentine rolling and under some heavy pressure. He's going to be brought down and sacked. Getting to him there on that sack is Knox as well as Treadway. And that loss of 5 there will bring up 3rd and 14. They're going to spread out 5 wide. Brown going to run out of the backfield, go to the top of the formation. Trips to the near side. Ball in the middle of the field at the 34-yard line. Valentine takes a shotgun snap under heavy pressure. There's going to be a flag for holding. Pass thrown short over on the far side as he was looking for Malcolm Brown, and that's going to be a hold there. The right tackle, Morgan Watts, unable to.
He didn't really have much of a choice there.
Didn't have much choice at all.
And it looks like they might refuse it. I'm not sure I've seen so many declined penalties in a game before for both sides.
Well, and part of it is because of the defense doing their job on the back end of the play as well. Both sides. The Red Devils declining that because that brings up 4th and 14, and Malachi Hall will have to come out to punt. Hall just barely gets that away. Had a couple of guys in his face. It'll be Gross on the return. Gross brought down at about the 44. Black Eagles will get to him before he can get a nice chunk of yards there. And they'll send the Oak Hill offense back out, trying to add to their lead. 4-score lead for the Red Devils on the road.
And they really done it by spraying the ball around. Treadway and Compton both very involved in this game, both with over 100 yards between receiving and rushing yards. Hicks out here with 174 yards through the air now and 1 touchdown. Just a very rounded offense so far for the Red Devils.
Double-barrel shotgun. Handoff will go to Treadway, and Treadway would look like he shot out of a cannon. Sidesteps one tackler. Still on his feet, dragging a defender down inside the 25. What a grown man run there from Carson Treadway. From the Black Eagle 44 down to the 24 of South Charleston.
32 big yards there.
That's another first down for the Red Devil offense. Making it look all too easy here in this 4th ever meeting between these two schools. Last time they met, though, was all the way back in 1987, Will.
Yeah, really, I think it must be a result of the creation of the 3 and 4 A's, but last week was their first game against Capital, or earlier this season. A school that's relatively new, but has been around since the early 90s. 4th time ever against South Charleston, which has been around for much longer than that.
Yeah, only the 5th time they've ever played Hurricane.
Also, school has been around for quite some time.
That was the first meeting, too, by the way, last week against Hurricane since 1980. So first one here tonight against South Charleston since 1987. And a short gain there for Cade Compton. He will have enough for a first down to the 14-yard line. 3-yard gain. 3.5, really, pick up that first down.
Compton not too far away from 100 yards on just the ground.
The Red Devils lead this series, by the way, Will, 2-1. The first matchup in the series, by the way, dates up all the way back to 1927.
Yes, I saw that. That's just wild. The schools are even that old to begin with.
They played in 1927, then didn't play again until 1986, then played again in 1987, and then are playing now again for just the 4th time ever. Nice little dump pass out there to Cade Compton. Compton lowers the shoulder and picks up some extra yardage after first contact, and he'll be brought down around the 10. We'll see where they ultimately spot him.
That's just where the schools are that old. I know off the top of my head, I don't know everybody, but GW's I think as old as 64. Capital only consolidated I think the late 80s. So, old programs with plenty to be proud of. South Charleston has their state championships down in the end zone, 5 of those so far. So
yeah, Donnie Mays with 3 state championships to his resume, 2008, 2009, and then 2020 in that COVID season, trying to get South Charleston back to the promised land. But still some work to do as a pass dumped out there to Jaeger Knox. He'll get down back to the 10. They're going to spot him right at the 10. No gain on that play. And, Will, if everything goes according to plan for Donnie Mays and this coaching staff here at South Charleston, they got some talent coming in next year as well. As we look down at the middle school rankings, the middle school county championship for Kanawha County going to be played next week. And it's an undefeated John Adams team there in South Hills against an undefeated South Charleston Cubs team for the for the county championship. As Treadway going to get down to the 7-yard line, still 2 yards shy. It'll bring up 4th down and 3. And the Red Devil coaching staff going to have a decision to make here. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it, though. With 3:30 to go.
This would be a huge play for the South Charleston defense. Like we said, they have not played that bad through this game. They made some big stops, big sacks. Let's see if they can get this big stop here and give themselves some something to build off of.
Hicks in the shotgun will roll to his right. And now going to run back toward the middle of the field. Clean block there. Racing toward the goal line, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils. With 3 minutes to go, they make it 33-0.
They did a good job there of just keeping that play alive. Lyman did a good job making sure everybody's turning the up and up as they handled that cross-field run and just not the best angles once he started trying to turn it in and get to that end zone for real.
His second touchdown on the ground tonight. Third touchdown overall. He's also got a 66-yard pass for a score. Kick is nearly blocked. It's up through the upright. Wingrove out there for it this time, and it's up and good. 34-0 our score with 3 minutes to go in the third. We're back right after this on High School Game Day.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Getting colder and colder as this night wears on, and the cold, though, will not affecting this Red Devil offense. It is red hot as we've still got 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Red Devils getting ready to kick things off after a 7-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Antoine Hicks. Kickoff going to be fielded by Malcolm Brown at the 10. Brown up across the 25 and is going to break out of a tackle at the 30. Breaks out of another one, and a third one still on his feet. Fights his way up across the 45. What a return there for the senior Malcolm Brown. A 36-yard return, a little jawing after the fact. Officials step in to help prevent a
Make sure nobody gets unnecessary penalty out there.
But what a return there for Malcolm Brown. Breaks out of a couple of tackles and has himself a 36-yard return in the process.
Now, like we said, he's their best player.
Yeah, I would say now the question is what does this offense do for South Charleston? As again, we've seen 3 different quarterbacks tonight. Malcolm Brown started the game. Then they went to Landon Workman.
Brown again.
Yeah, then they went to Landon Workman, and then they moved to Amari Valentine. And they're going to send Amari Valentine back out there into the backfield with Brown, and Brown will line up at the tailback spot, though. 10 seconds on the play clock. Valentine takes the snap, hands off to his man Brown. Brown up across the 45 and is brought down just shy of the 50.
And 70 ended up way downfield.
And we brought down at the 48-yard line, a 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8 on the way. Two receivers at the top of the formation. Terry, the H-back, to the right of the formation. Valentine takes a snap, hands off to Brown. Brown coming off the right side. Brown lowers a shoulder, gets into Red Devil territory across the 50, down to the Oak Hill 48-yard line.
I think it's pretty undeniable that Brown's more effective when someone's handing him the ball. I think those running backs are more effective rather than having just snapped right to him. So, something along the way is keep in mind, Brown, like we said, their best player, but maybe it's not the best thing to snap it right to him, as we're seeing here. A little more effective when he actually gets that head of steam, like pretty much any running back is.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at his numbers over the last couple of weeks, we'll get to it here in just a second, as he gets another handoff here, is going to be stopped for a second, breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet, but now he's going to be brought down in the backfield, back at the 49-yard line, as we're going to say. His forward progress was stopped, a loss of 1. And again, look at his stats over the last 2 weeks. We mentioned it earlier in the game as there is a little shift penalty against the Black Eagles. They're going to decline that penalty and force 4th and 10, but Brown 2 weeks ago, 11 carries, $188 on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns as well. And then last week, they fed him like the workhorse that he is. 31 carries for South Charleston last week, 118 yards and a touchdown.
He's getting a breather now. With
Yeah,
the bigger back there.
Yeah, Malachi Hall, actually my next-door neighbor in the game now. Back in the backfield as Valentine under some pressure, escapes that, dumps one out into the flat, has a wide-open man in Gordon. Gordon going to turn downfield, get inside the 30, and he's forced out of bounds. Nice job there by Amari Valentine to extend the play and roll out after getting some pressure there off the edge from James Ludwig. Gordon with that reception gets the Black Eagles inside the 30. It's the deepest down the field that the Black Eagles have been all night. A little more than 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Valentine hands off to Hall. Hall lowers his shoulder and is going to be brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. That one might be the end of the third quarter, depending on how quickly the Black Eagles try to line up and run a play here. 6 seconds on the game clock. 3, 2, 1, and they do get a play off. Handoff goes to Malachi Hall. Hall gets off the edge, breaks out of a couple of tackles, lowers his shoulder, and is brought down at the 12 or the 11-yard line. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Black Eagles when we start the fourth right after this, as they trail 34-0 heading to the fourth quarter against Oak Hill. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. 12 minutes up on the scoreboard now. As the Black Eagles, you see the mascot there, firing up the fan base that's still left here tonight during the cold.
And definitely just a little bit chillier than I think most people were necessarily prepared for. You got plenty of people with some heavy coats, some, especially the kids, they'll run around in sweatpants these days and pajama pants and think that's sufficient. But whatever.
I mean, I used to be a kid rocking shorts in the wintertime and slides, so.
That's your special case.
True. I got a lot of insulation, too, built in. Snap mishandled, ball on the turf.
Oh,
and it's scooped up by the Red Devils. Ludwig on the return across midfield. Nobody gonna catch him. All the way to the end zone for 6. A return of 80-plus yards, and Ludwig makes it 40-0. Now we're going to have some laundry on the field afterward. Yeah,
I mean, get it, guys.
But what a return there from James Ludwig, the senior. Finds the football on the ground, scoops it up, and rumbles it all the way back for 6.
You know, that's a big problem for South Charleston when you're kind of rolling out your guys a quarterback. That handoff is not a simple thing. You know, that's something that got quarterbacks really work with their running backs, and you know that's a very fundamental part of the game that can go so wrong, like it did right there.
So 40-0.
For that to happen right after South Charleston finally started reeling off some plays. After they finally found a combination of their skill players that was seeming to turn some dividends.
Got into the red zone for the first time tonight and immediately turn it back over. That's, I think, now, the 5th turnover, 2nd fumble, 3 interceptions, right?
Something like that. Yeah, 5. Yep. I think 4 turns.
Two interceptions from Malcolm Brown, an interception from Landon Workman, and then 2 fumbles, yeah. Kick is up and good. 41-0 our score with 11:45. And now that touchdown does start the rolling clock, or at least it should after the kickoff. It wouldn't have if South Charleston had been able to score on that possession. It's got to be 35 in the fourth quarter So, but wow, what a turn of
It
events.
really felt like they were going to score there.
Yeah,
you know?
it really did. They had a very nice drive going for themselves there. And then yet another turnover costs them in the end. And, Will, we've said it again, this is the third time we've seen them this season so far. And a lot of talent on this Black Eagle team, just they continually have self-inflicted mistakes, whether it be penalties that shoots themselves in the foot on the drive, it stalls them out and sets them up for 3rd and long in some situations, or it's the turnover bug.
And there's also the problem that they lost their top 2 quarterbacks almost immediately this season.
That certainly doesn't help. They've now played 4 different quarterbacks with Amari Valentine playing in the game. So they started the year with Cena Riley. Landon Workman got called into action against Capital. Then he gets hurt. That thrusts Malcolm Brown, who'd never played quarterback before in his life, into play the rest of that game against Capital. He actually had a great game in that one. Capital led 28-6 at halftime. Then the Black Eagles basically had Malcolm Brown put the team on his back. They scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, make it a 28-24 game. And then a couple of costly mistakes ultimately allow the Cougars to come away with the win, 35-24 there.
So, Adam, after the penalty at the end of the fumble return, kicking from farther back, South Charleston's had some success returning the kick. Let's see if this is.
It's a squibber, and it's going to be scooped up and returned by the Black Eagles. Devin Lazo on the return will set up South Charleston 1st and 10 from the 42. So not a long return, but good field position for the Black Eagles.
Let's see if they can put it together here. Rolling clock. Do it for pride at this point. Like we said, they finally found something to go with on that last drive before I'm accidentally putting it on the turf and having returned all the way for the touchdown. But let's see what combination they put back out here. Well, we don't see the quarterback. Oh, there he is. Never mind.
There's Amari Valentine. Having to adjust the eyes again and look for a different number after we've, again, seen 8, 7, 1, and now 3 line up taking snaps for South Charleston this season. 1st and 10 from the 42 for the Black Eagles. Amari Valentine in the shotgun, drops back to throw. Pass is caught over on the far side. And that will be Lazo with the reception just shy of the first down. Down to the 34-yard line. Actually, excuse me, the 33-yard line. A 9-yard pickup there. Bring up 2nd and 1. Valentine takes the snap, hands off to Brown. Brown going to have the first down. Trying to set up his blocks, and then he is forced out of bounds.
He might have gotten a hold of his face mask or something.
Yeah, flag comes in late there. See what the ruling on this is. Again, Brown did have enough on that run.
Oh, never mind. Man, I
Back
keep
him
misreading
up.
these badly today.
That'll back up the Black Eagles from 2nd and 1. Now make it 2nd and long. As we spot it back at the 43, it'll be 2nd and 11. Clock under 10 minutes to go. Again, clock is rolling with the 41-0 lead for Oak Hill. Looking for their first shutout of the season. Snap back to Valentine. Pass over to the far side again, and that is caught by Lazo. Pair of freshmen hooking up there. Again, you mentioned some talent for this Black Eagle team if they can keep this group together down the road. And as we mentioned, the South Charleston Cubs, the middle school team for the feeder school, undefeated, heading to the championship next week, take on an undefeated John Adams team. Ball on the turf. Brown able to pick it back up, though. And he'll be brought down at the 35. Pickup of a yard. Bring up 4th down and 3 to go. And some talent on that South Charleston Cub team.
Yeah, that was another example of, the handoff between quarterback and running back is something that's practiced a lot and something that's overlooked but is a really crucial part of a team's success. And right there, just another example of when you're not as experienced at that, what can happen.
4th down. Black Eagles going to go for it here on 4th and 3. Hard snap count. Everybody stays put, and a timeout coming for head coach Donnie Mays. That going to stop the clock with 8:10 to go. And don't forget, we'll be back here next week as the Black Eagles will bring in Spring Valley, an MSAC matchup for the Timberwolves and the Black Eagles. As Spring Valley comes into tonight the number 8 team in Class AAA. So we take a look at our winged Black Eagle friend on the near sideline. You know, on a night like tonight, that would be a great suit to wear. I bet it's awfully comfortable in that suit, at least in terms of warmth.
You'd like to think so.
Because, again, those mascot heads generate quite a bit of heat.
A lot of times the body is not actually made of as warm a material as you'd think it would be.
You know, it was actually kind of itchy when I wore the Falcon mascot back in the day. They've gotten a lot better mascot costumes since then.
Who knows how old that costume was in the aughts.
The helmet, though, literally was powered by a computer fan hooked up to a 9-volt battery, though. That's how I stayed cool in the suit, and it did not work at all.
I feel like that's just as likely to electrocute you.
Valentine with a keeper here, has a wall of blockers in front of him, and is finally forced out of bounds inside the 15. So they convert on 4th and 3 down to the 13-yard line. A 22-yard run there for Amari Valentine. And showing why he's going to be a special piece to this South Charleston program in the coming years. Already a big part of it on the defensive side, has seen a reduced role in the offense over the last couple of weeks. And before the play gets going, a flag comes, and it'll be a neutral zone infraction on the Red Devils. So that'll move the Black Eagles 5 yards closer toward the goal line. Clock moving again, 7.5 minutes to go in the contest. It's the second time Black Eagles have been inside the red zone tonight. Turned it over on the last time, and it was a scoop and score of 80-plus yards for James Ludwig. Ball handed off to Brown. Brown turns the corner, is able to break out of one tackle, fighting toward the goal line and the pylon, and he's going to come up just shy. He is officially going to be stopped, it looks like, at the 3. So a 5-yard pickup. It is a first down, though, on the run from Brown. And that'll set up 1st and goal from the 3. Valentine in the shotgun. Hands off to Brown. Brown able to get across the goal line. Touchdown, South Charleston. Black Eagles finally get on the scoreboard with 6:39 to go.
Like we said, they seemed like they'd really turned on these past couple drives. The last one wasn't able to get in. This time, finally able to string together enough plays after the good starting field position to get down there and finally put something on the board.
And the Black Eagles going to go for 2.
Why not?
I'm not sure why the clock stopped. It should still be rolling. Valentine takes the snap, and he's going to run it into the end zone for 2. So make it 41-8 with a 2-point run by Amari Valentine.
So they're getting South Charleston, at least not getting skunked up here on their home turf. Looks like they may have found a combination that can pay some dividends for them further down the line. They have some 2 really talented backs in Brown and Hall, but you got to have someone to hand the ball to them instead of just snapping right to them and giving them a little bit of a chance out there. And also, Valentine's 3 of 3 through the air. Wasn't necessarily trying to shoot the lights out, but showing some decent accuracy for the freshman who, like you said, figures to be a factor for the next couple of years.
Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our game day crew, happy to have you along with us this evening here at South Charleston High School. Clock gets rolling again. Should have been rolling there anyway. But it is moving once more. Short kickoff over to the near side. It'll bounce at the 30. Scooped up by Gross. Gross going to hand it off to Treadway, and Treadway going to step back in and still on his feet inside the 40 and forced out of bounds inside the 35. There is a flag down, though. Probably a hold.
Yeah, the hold indication.
I would imagine. And there it is, a hold against the Red Devils. Yeah, there's no way you spring a play like that without there being a hold. But still an impressive run there from Carson Treadway, and a nice play, at least, on that reverse on the return.
The tackling for South Charleston just has to improve. I mean, Treadway was dragging bodies for like 20 yards, and he's a fairly big guy, but, got to hit him a little bit lower once he starts getting some bodies there.
Man, what a penalty. Would have been all the way inside the Black Eagle 35, and now instead they'll start at 1st and 10 from their own 26. Talk about flipping that field back on the Red Devils after the return. But the offense back out there once again. Up by 33. Handoff goes to the back this time, and that's going to be Riley Biggs. Biggs getting his first carry of the night, and he'll be forced out of bounds just shy of the 35 at the 34, an 8-yard run there for Biggs. Biggs and Compton on either side of Hicks. Handoff will go to Compton. Compton met in the backfield and hanging on for dear life there. Caden Wilborn, the junior nose tackle.
Like we said, South Charleston defense has shown up to play to fairly well so far in this game, also giving up a couple big plays, but
it really can't help it that it's been on the field for as long as it has.
Long.
Again, 3 times the South Charleston offense turned it over on the opening play of the possession and gave it right back to the Oak Hill offense. So,
like I said, they've had some general tackling troubles, but overall they made a lot of plays at the line, behind the line, got some pressure on the quarterback. Definitely some talented players there. Zuniga is one of the better ones. Great safety play. So we just got to. And that might be illegal.
That's going to be Jack Hess on the run. They'll stop his forward progress at the 39-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
Might have gotten their face mask.
The face mask. That'll be a first down for the Red Devils.
Honestly, pretty good home crowd still here, despite the score. Not a lot of them waiting for their kids and all, but a very vocal crowd, been very supportive the whole time.
1st and 10 from the 44 for the Red Devils, as they're just under 4 minutes away from picking up win number 5 on the season, helping them get closer to hosting a playoff game. Going to have some help ahead of them, but a win tonight certainly helps things out. Handoff will go to the back, Biggs, and Biggs will rumble his way up to the 48-yard line, a 4-yard gain there.
Adam, if they aren't able to get into that top 8 in the rankings, they're still going to be a team that people don't necessarily want to host, come that first playoff game. A team that, like we said, there's some things they need to clear up, way too many penalties for starters, but They're definitely a team that really found its offensive groove in the past couple weeks. Has you got to have multiple playmakers. They certainly have that between Compton, Treadwell. Hicks can get it done with his arm and on the ground a little bit. Very impressive team that could get a win or two, depending on the draw in the playoffs and how things shake out and how healthy they can stay.
Biggs gets some help. The pile gets pushed down into Black Eagle territory at the 49. Four-yard gain on that will bring up 3rd and 3. And as a reminder, we'll be back here next week. Spring Valley making the trip here to South Charleston. Be on the call of that one. We'll also have Herbert Hoover taking on Parkersburg Big Reds. Scott Skyhawks will host the Sherman Tide. And the top-ranked Huntington Highlanders will welcome in Cabell Midland for the battle for the shield there in Huntington on the mountaintop. First down carry there for number 34, Jack Hess.
And I'm not seeing a lot of guys helping players from the other team up after a game. Always good to see that the guys aren't taking it a little too personal there. Always trying to have a good time out there.
Yeah, it's this kind of game where things could get a little chippy. Other than the excessive celebration penalties really from Oak Hill, nothing chippy tonight in this one. 90 seconds left for the end of this one. Oak Hill leads 41-8. Handoff will go to a new back here, number 19. It's going to be Peyton Holstein, and the Black Eagle defense will meet him in the backfield for a loss. Back to the 45-yard line, a 4-yard stop there in the backfield for South Charleston.
A new quarterback in there, too, Caleb Spack, the sophomore.
Spack, 1 of 4 on the season. Not a whole lot of yardage to speak of.
You usually like presume getting in a situation like this.
Again, he's the third quarterback they've played this season. They started the year off with Luke Endicott, and in the last 2 games have made the start with Antoine Hicks, who's helped lead the Red Devils to 2 straight wins.
Like I said, the defense been out there a lot, but they still have the energy out there when they feel like there can be a play that can be made.
And that should be the final play of the game. 10-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. And, yeah, the Red Devils going to head to their sideline as they're going to pick up win number 5 on the year. Back-to-back wins for Oak Hill after a win last week over Hurricane at home on homecoming. They go on the road here tonight and knock off the South Charleston Black Eagles. We'll hit the road next week to take on Woodrow Wilson, number 18 in Class 4A, coming into tonight before they close things out with North Marion at home on senior night. And for the Black Eagles, back home again for the final 2 games of the season. They'll welcome in Spring Valley. Again, we'll have that game for you next week. And then they'll close things out with the number 1 team in Class AAA, the undefeated Princeton Tigers. That'll be a 7:30 kickoff first weekend of November.
And pretty impressive display by the Red Devils. Definitely not perfect. The foul trouble could come back and get them in a game that's closer than this one. But overall, impressive use of their playmakers. Got several of them. And really impressive show by their offense. As far as how Charleston goes, it seemed like in that fourth quarter, almost as soon as the clock started rolling, they kind of figured something out on offense. Maybe that's something they can work on this week in practice and try to implement next week against Spring Valley, try to get something going there. But we always got to remember this South Charleston team went almost 2 years without a win in very recent memory. So, this might not have seemed like much, but it was a game where they fought for it, and they found some success, and they gave their fans some reasons to legitimately cheer, a couple of times, especially that defense making several big plays.
Donnie May said after that game against Herbert Hoover a couple of weeks ago that he still believes in this team, he believes in this community, and he believes that they're going to turn things around. Again, there's some promise still seen on this team. He actually said that in his post-game interview with one of our Gazette Mail reporters. You can read that online or read about tonight's game with a great deal. Just $1 for 6 months of coverage, and that'll get you through the rest of the season here with high school football season playoffs coming up here in a couple of weeks, and it'll actually take you into basketball season as well. So we get ready for another great year of high school basketball season. Still a couple of weeks left in the high school football season. Again, 6 months for just $1. You get that at wvgazettemail.com. So that'll do it for us here at South Charleston High School. Red Devils improved to 5-3 with the win after a 41-8 victory over the South Charleston Black Eagles, who fall to 2-6. We'll be back here at home next week against Spring Valley. We'll be here as well. Our game day crew and myself. We'll hope you join us next week. Thanks for joining us tonight on High School Game Day. We'll see you next Friday here at South Charleston High School.